Hey, gorgeous people. It's time. It's time for the Celtic Rain radio show. The phone's about to go off because it's almost 9 o'clock. So we go on just a little bit beforehand. There it is. There it is. It's 9. It's time. Yay. Yeah, so this is the new year of Celtic Rain radio show. I'm just saying. And so I'm so excited. Okay, guys, because I have people lined up all the way through July to the first Tuesday of the month is always our focus day. So it'll be the focus on like I do with the videos. But then there is somebody that I'm interviewing every single month on those Tuesdays. It's all lined up all the way through July. And then there's a few like scattered from there on. So if you are an artist and you have not gotten on my docket yet and you want to send me music, small label or independent artist, family friendly, meaning no cursing, meaning to be nice to people. It's just the way it is. People, it's just the way it is. And you can send it to CelticRain777 at gmail.com. That's right. CelticRain777 at gmail.com. And you'll be able to send me stuff and get on my docket so that I can do an interview with you. That's right. I know. It is what it is. We have some really amazing interviews coming up this year. I've been like planning it all. What's really cool is, okay, so tonight we have Brian Henke, crazy, amazing guitarist. His fingers are just kind of like everywhere. It's like my husband. He just does all this stuff happens, all of it. And I'm just like, yeah, I do this and I drum, right? And I sing. Well, I can sing. That's my thing. Yeah, that's right. But like these guys with their fingers, it's ridiculous. But then, okay, I've been talking about wanting this for so long. And I have to do a pre-record for this because, well, they're in another country and they're older and they're like, we don't want to stay up that late. And I totally get it. So I'm doing a pre-record for Victor Sierra. I'm a little bit excited. So in February, I'm doing a pre-record for Victor Sierra, and then it will be out sometime in March. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm stupid excited about that. So that's something to look forward to. There's some other beautiful artists to look forward to. So just really keep an eye out because there's some amazing interviews coming your way for 2023. It is the way it is. I'm saying it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, David goes, woohoo! I know, right? Okay, that was like, when that happened, I was like, oh, huh? I just peed my pants a little bit. I was going to put that out there. If you are not watching from YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/C for channel /Celtic Rain, like rain out of the sky. And you can subscribe. That way, you know when we're on. I know. We are going to have an amazing show tonight. First off, we've got If You're Magic and You Know It by Ginger Ackley. She makes me happy. You're like right here. And then we have Rocky Road to Dublin by Celtic Rain. That's right. And then we gotta Save Spock's Brain by 5 Year Mission. Great guys. Needless to say, just amazing music. And so what do we do when we have amazing music? Well, we listen to amazing music. I know it's a crazy thing to think about, but it is what it is. If you have amazing music, you should really listen to it. I know. So here we go with some amazing music coming your way.
If you're magic and you know it, clap your hands. If you're magic and you know it, clap your hands. If you're magic and you know it, then your happy face will show it. If you're magic and you know it, clap your hands. If you know the way to catch a falling star, show me how. If you know the way to catch a falling star, show me how. If you catch a falling star, shine its light from near and far. If you know the way to catch a falling star, show me how. If you have a fairy friend, then laugh out loud. If you have have a fairy friend, then laugh out loud. If you have a fairy friend, then you're friends until the end. If you have a fairy friend, then laugh out loud. If the wind plays with your hair, chase it down. If the wind plays with your hair, then chase it down. If the wind plays with your hair, chase it down without a care. If the wind plays with your hair, chase it down. If the fire's in your spirit, jump about. If the fire's in your spirit, jump about. If the fire's in your spirit, shout it out. Let me hear it. If the fire's in your spirit, jump about. If you play with water sprites, blow a bubble. If you play with water sprites, blow a bubble. If you play with water sprites, then they'll splash you with delight. If you play with water sprites, blow a bubble. If you love your Mama Earth, let her know
I love you.
If you love your Mama Earth, let her know
I love you.
If you love your Mama Earth, shout it out for all you're worth. If you love your Mama Earth, let her know
I love you, Mama.
oh, below it is the same as it's above.
Yes, it is.
Below it is the same as it's above.
Yes, it is.
As below it is above, and everything is love. Oh, below it is the same as it's above.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
In the merry month of May, from me home I started, left the girls of 10, nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear. Kiss me darling mother, drink a pint of beer, my grief and tears to smother, off to reap the corn, leave where I was born. I cut the stout black thorn, the band is coasting Dublin in a brand new pair of brogues, so rattled all the bogs and frightened all the dogs, on the rocky road to Dublin at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hair and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin and back for all the run. And Mullingar that night arrested him, so where he started by daylight, next morning bright and there he took a drop of the pure. Keep me heart from sinking, that's in Paddy's cure. Whenever he's on for drinking, see the lassie smile, laughing all the while, at me curious style. Would have your heart above, and they asked if I were hired, wages I required till I was almost tired. All the rocky road to Dublin and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hill and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin and whack for low they run. From there I got away, my spirits never failed, and landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. The captain at me roared, said that no room had he when I jumped on board. Cabin found for Paddy, down among the pigs, I played some funny rigs, a dance and hearty jigs, so water round me bubbling went off to Holyhead. I wished myself were dead, or better far instead, on the rocky road to Dublin and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hair and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin and whack for Alderaan. At Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it, my blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, poor old Erin's Isle. They began to loosen her army sauces. I shall lay left by some Galway boys came by, and so I was a home. Then with a loud hooray, they joined in the fray. We quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up the hair and and what follow thereof. They get to work. Scotty Bones and Kurt. K-Rod, insane. Brain, what is brain? Let mind will the won't be the same. Gotta say Spot's brain. 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 Spot's brain.
Sometimes you just got to save a little bit of Spock's brain. These guys are so fun. They're just so much fun. And I'm just saying, it's just one of those things that if you can actually get music that's about Star Trek, I mean, that's ridiculously amazing, right? So, but we have somebody that's really amazing too coming on right now, Mr. Brian Henke. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, you're doing great.
Good. So it's been a minute. How's life been treating you?
Probably better than I deserve, but that's all right. I'll take it.
You'll take it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I know. It's been hilarious because, pandemic happened and then we started performing again, and then we're like,
Yeah.
okay, then we get back into life and just everything is just back, and you're like, okay, so but how do you, it's like, now what do we do now? It's like, okay, well, how is it different? And I think I've been asking myself that lately, is like, okay, yeah, we just went through all of this crazy, but like, what did we learn from this? Right? Because it's like, oh my God, you gotta at least learn something from all of this crazy that's happened, And I was like, what have I changed? What have I made better? At least a little bit, And I look back at it and I go, please God, just show me that little bit that I made better, during that process of making myself get into everything and just kind of close and then figure out how to come back,
Yeah, I had a very, very busy 2022, which was nice, especially after having everything I had canceled in 2020. And then, things started to pick up in 2021, and then 2022, it just kind of exploded. At least the work that I have on the road, playing festivals and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Local stuff is still much slower than it used to be. Some places just didn't reopen.
Yeah.
That happens. And several years ago, I quit playing wineries. Just not my kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But but it's kept me very busy. A lot of time spent in my car, a lot of time staring at the highway disappearing underneath my wheels.
Right, right. Well, I know, and you take those moments and you think, where did it all start? Where's those places in my life that, and I don't know, I've been very introspective lately. So I was like, oh my gosh, where did this start for me? Where was the first place that I made music? Where was the first place that I thought about, oh, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life? You
Right.
know, yeah. Where are those places for you?
Uh, you know, I've always wanted to play music. Ever since I can remember thinking. I I've always been obsessed by it. I can remember as a little kid, some kids would be up at night, with a flashlight underneath their covers. They're supposed to be asleep, reading comic books. Well, I had this broken transistor radio that I had to open up the back of it and put my thumb of my left hand on the inside of it to hold it down to be able to bring in the station. Because back in the 60s, all the cool music was being played later at night.
Oh, wow.
And I'd be able to hear things like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and things that weren't getting played during the more heavy hours of rotation on the radio stations.
Right.
I mean, I was just obsessed. And at 13, I got my first guitar for my birthday, and it was just an incredibly magical moment. I remember my dad walking through the door and handing me this old Stella Harmony. Of course, it was new then, and with a $36 brand new full retail price guitar.
Right, right.
And it was just yeah. And I still have it, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Oh,
I
nice.
never let it go. I've never been one to own a lot of guitars.
Yeah.
After that, I remember buying an Epiphone acoustic, and then I bought my Les Paul. I used the summer of '72.
Wow.
It's an incredible guitar, electric guitar. I still have that as well. I have a couple of harp guitars and 2 6-string acoustics, and that's it. That's all I own. I know a lot of people I know that play guitar for a living have, like 30, 40 guitars. And
Yeah, that's our house. Yeah.
yeah, and I just never owned, I've just
like,
never
oh my
owned
God.
that many guitars.
Yeah.
Uh,
We have a whole wall full because, between me and Samuel, the guitars are hilarious. And so, yeah. And
Yeah.
and we've hung up a few more hangers, meaning this is what this means. This means that Samuel's already in his brain decided what's going to go there. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, there's room. I, I can
Yeah.
already see it in his brain, like it's happening. So yeah, I understand. But yeah, no, I didn't have a ton of guitars until I met Samuel, and then he's a classical guitarist. So it was like, but this
Yeah.
guitar and that guitar and this guitar and that guitar and this one does this and that one does that, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But for you, that just wasn't a thing.
No, I mean, I got really lucky with the Les Paul. It's a 71 Les Paul Deluxe. I left the original pickups in it. Of course, I wore out the tuning keys and had to put new keys on it.
Right.
But I mean, it's just such a versatile guitar that I can get just about any kind of sound I want out of it. And I played that. That was my main guitar for all the years I was playing in rock bands and stuff.
Nice.
And I actually wore the chrome off of the tailpiece with my arm.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I mean, that's how much I played it. And of course, my acoustic guitars are getting a little worn too, but they still sound great. And I use the Larrabee in the studio, and the Weeping Z is my spare. And let me tell you, this thing was custom made for me.
Wow.
It's an incredible guitar, and it's my spare. It's the one that if I need if I have tuning issues or something with the one, of course I never do, I can just switch to this one.
Right.
And I've recorded certain things with the two because the sound is better for those songs.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the harp guitars. I don't know if you can see that this over here, but
We
I'll
wanna
hold it up
see-
later.
Yeah, we want to see him eventually because there's
Yeah.
some people in here that will go a little haywire over it. It's
Yeah,
hilarious. David actually says, I think it's handy to have a guitar for each tuning you commonly play in. So
Yeah.
you don't have to retune all the time. Yes, and
Yeah.
I know David personally, and if he could have a million guitars, he has a
Yeah.
million.
The thing is, if I didn't retune every time I needed to, switch tunings, when would I tell my really awesome jokes?
There you go. I mean, there you are. Exactly. Exactly. So
I mean,
you've come through all of this. Where now, and you said your 2022 was just ridiculously busy. Where do you see yourself in 5 years then? What's your next steps?
well, I've reached the age where 5 years from now, I'm just hoping I'm still on this side of the grass. That's
I'm pretty sure
that's
you're going to be here.
number one priority. Yeah, I've managed to,
Not that old.
as well as I've been healthier in the past 8 years than I have been my entire adult life. And
Yeah.
how I maybe I'm just taking better care of myself. I don't know,
It's possible.
but I haven't had so much as a head cold, in 8 years.
Good for you. Jeez.
I know, I'm really lucky. I think it's just because I'm too busy to afford the time to be sick.
You're like, no, this is not.
I just, I can't do it.
This ain't happening.
like,
Sorry.
yeah,
Exactly.
I do this to the germs. Stay away.
Yeah. Don't cough around me. I'll kick you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Well, yeah. That's yeah. I sometimes I think, okay, 5 years. I've got plans and all these things,
right,
but for me, it's like, well, I hope to be making music. I hope to
yeah,
always
well, yeah,
be making music, just forever.
yeah.
Just
Oh, I
always.
have been making music forever, and I can want to continue. I will never retire from what I do.
Oh, of course. No.
I
musicians,
I will always do what I
they
do.
don't do that.
Maybe I won't be on the road as much. Maybe I'll be recording more or producing more.
Yeah.
I like producing too.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
do that much of it, but yeah, and I write a lot of songs.
Yeah.
So I'd like to start writing for other people a little bit more.
Oh, there
that
you
might be
go.
kind of
That's
fun,
beautiful.
Uh,
Love that idea.
sometimes I write a song and then I sing it and I go, I don't like the way I sound on that. I think somebody else could maybe make it better. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of
This one
finding
wasn't
somebody else
meant
who can
for
make it
me.
better. Yeah,
Yeah. It was meant for the world, just not me.
no, right.
Exactly. Yeah, I've written songs like that before. I understand
Yeah.
completely. So this is a funny question. But what was I want to start with the worst because I think this would be hilarious. But what was the worst and the best advice that someone gave you about the music business and music in general when you were first starting?
Oh, you have to play cover tunes in order to make it big, because you have to do that
Oh,
first and get people to listen to you before you can
there's a good
start
one.
putting your original stuff in. And
Oh.
that was some of the worst advice, and and I never took them up on it.
Oh,
Out
good
of
for
all
you.
the years I've been playing, which is a long time, I played in one cover band for about 5 or 6 months, and I learned a lot from it. I learned what my voice could do or couldn't do. I remember they said, "Oh, we're going to play a Tom Petty song," and then they said, "Oh, we're going to play a Journey song." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was the singer.
Yeah. You're like, okay.
And I learned a little bit about how other songwriters piece their songs together.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, sometimes if I really, really love somebody else's song, I will redo it in my own way.
Yes.
I do Court of the Crimson King, for example. And only I broke it down. I got rid of, I'm not doing all that big instrumentation, and it's just an acoustic guitar and myself. Or Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, another
Yeah.
one.
Great song.
It's just me and an acoustic guitar, so I had to do a lot with a guitar to make up for what the band is doing in those things. And it was,
Absolutely.
I love those songs, and it was a huge challenge for me. But I'm not a cover artist, and
Yeah.
that was just the dumbest advice. And I mean, everybody was saying, "Oh, you got to play cover stuff, if you want to make it big." I'm like, no, you don't. That is the last thing I said. Or you have to write songs like the biggest hit makers are making. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing in the world ever, because an A&R rep isn't going to want you to sound like somebody else that's already out there.
No.
They
they're
want
gonna
something new.
Exactly.
Who's going to be the next new trend? It's not going to be somebody that sounds like somebody else.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that is a huge mistake. So yeah, best advice, worst advice. And I think the
Nice.
best advice I gave myself was, using my driving finger in their general direction.
Yeah. Everyone knows that finger. It's all right.
Yeah, everyone knows that fingers. Sometimes it gets used in driving. Yes,
Yeah, obviously.
a form of communication that I
I
won't
will
be here
not
on your.
say that I used that today. That's my driving finger. Shush,
Yeah,
everyone.
as a matter of fact, when I'm teaching and I tell people, what fingers to put where, I've got the index finger, the driving finger, the ring finger, and then the pinky finger.
Nice. I always say it's the bad finger. It's the bad
Yeah,
finger. I can give it a complex, but you know.
yeah.
Exactly. So who's this beautiful person walking behind you?
Oh, that's Pat.
Hi, Dot. Nice to see.
Yes, we were. I was doing a show similar to this. A few weeks ago. I think it was a few weeks ago, and she didn't realize. She thought I was just on a Zoom meeting,
Mhm.
and she came up behind me and was pounding on the door because we had a possum outside eating the cat food.
Oh my gosh,
She
that's
said, "Get
so
out of there!"
funny.
I looked at her like,
You're
"What?"
like, "Please stop." That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
You're like, "The possum's fine, thanks." I
Yes. No. I always call the possum the ugly kitty.
Oh, it is an ugly kitty.
Yeah.
That's so
So it likes
sad.
cat food. Yeah.
Well, of
So
course. Okay, so tell us, we're gonna listen to a song called Willow. Tell us about Willow.
Willow is off the Seven Magic Spells album. It was my latest uh, instrumental album. There's 7 harp guitar pieces on the album, which are all the Magic Spells songs, which I guess we're going to be getting to that later.
Yeah.
This is the second song on the album, and I just was thinking about the way a willow tree, kind of bends and sways in the wind, and it's always near water, and I just basically played the way that felt to me.
Mm, it's beautiful.
And it's all done on a 6-string. Matter of fact, I played the Larrabee on this particular song.
Nice. Nice. That's beautiful. We're gonna listen to that, and maybe you'll pull out something and kind of, have fun with it as we play it. And then we're gonna do a little chair dancing and have a little fun along the way. I
All
know.
right.
It's the show. That's right. All right. We'll talk to you in a minute.
All right.
All right, guys. So we do have Willow by Brian Henke. Um, and and then we have, oh, so sorry. Like literally, we have Willow by Brian Henke. Then we have The Parting Glass by the Selkie Girls. Selkie Girls. And then we have Sueño by Knox. Oh, I did that word well. I deserve a cookie. I'm just saying. So, anyways, needless to say, some absolutely beautiful, beautiful music coming your way. You guys ready for this? Let's go.
Oh, of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and of all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. A man may drink and not be drunk. A man may fight and not be slain. A man may court a pretty girl and perhaps be welcome back again. But since it has so ordered been, by a time to rise and a time to fall, come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all.
You know, rock music is rock music, even if it's in Spanish. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's even better because you're just like, that was some cool stuff right there. I love some of the stuff they're doing with all of that. Yeah, so yeah, David Robinson says, good work by Knox. Reminds me of the Dandy Warhol thing. Absolutely. So here had a few more other comments as well. David said also nice work for Willow. So there you go, Mr. Brian. And Samuel said, Willow, what a great piece of music. Soaring melody played against he's getting all heady here. All right, show off your situation. Played against the ambient open strings. I feel like the freedom of flying through great open skies over ancient groves of trees and rivers. I love you so much, Samuel. Such a great way of putting it. It really was very ethereal in its way, in its situation. Gotta love that. We do have some absolutely beautiful music coming again. If you want to send me music, what? You can send music? Yes, I take music. MP3s, please, to CelticRain777@gmail.com. All you have to do is be a small label or independent artist or band. And it needs to be family friendly, meaning please, no cursing. Don't make fun of people. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Put good things into the world, not bad. Thank you. Have a nice day. We are going to listen to some Carpe Diem by Scott Ziegler. And then The Touch by Celtic Rain. Me, yay. And then we have I Am Alive by Starlight Riot. Starlight Riot, your local club you can go to every time. No, that's actually a band. I love that name so much. It makes me happy, like right here. Anyways, needless to say, some absolutely beautiful music. You guys ready for this gorgeous music? I am. I'm just saying. So here we go.
Wake up and you stop to pray, but you got nothing to say. This is how it's been. Feeling like you've already failed, stuck in a self-made jail before the day begins. We all have those days where we just can't wait to throw the towel in. Feeling like every day is just a total waste. You're tired of struggling. The sun will shine tomorrow. Got to live your life. There's a better way. There's a better way. Yeah, yeah. Feeling like you're 2 feet tall. Your back's against the wall. The sky is falling in. You try to run and hide. You say our hope has died. You think this is the end. You're confused and your conscience is bruised. You don't know who you are. But there is one who knows your pain and he's born all your troubled scars. Yeah. The sun will shine tomorrow. Don't forget. As long as you have breath, you're not finished yet. You're not finished yet.
It's all I can do in a sea of pain, just to cry. Then I feel the touch of mercy, and all the pain subsides, and all that is hurting says goodbye. It's the touch of your mercy, it's the touch of your grace that heals me so deeply, when all I am is pain. It's the touch of your grace. I reach out a hand to him, but all he did was cry. I felt as if I could not change his hurt inside. But when he raised his head towards heaven and called out your name, I realized in that moment that your hand had given him grace. It's the touch of your mercy, it's the touch of your grace that heals me so deeply, when all I am is pain. It's the touch of your grace. So show me in your mercy when I rise. Show me how to love you with my hands reached wide. Show me in your mercy when I rise. Show me how to love you with my hands reached wide. It's your touch, it's the touch of your grace.
quite sure my life insurance was good. Ah, so good. I thank God that I'm alive, alive tonight. I thank God that I'm alive, alive tonight. Thank God that I'm alive, alive tonight. Thank God that I'm alive. Thank God that I'm alive, alive tonight. Thank God that I'm alive, alive tonight. Thank God that I'm alive, alive tonight. Thank God that I'm alive.
Just some fun, amazing, amazing music. I know. So this person says, love some David Robinson and Starlight Riot, right? I know. Just some great, great, great music. So you guys, it's time. It's time, Mr. Brian Henke. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Did you enjoy? Did you enjoy? I don't think he can hear because he doesn't have his headphones on. Hey, I see you have your beauty. That's some cool stuff right there. He's like, can you hear me?
Yep.
Now you
Yeah,
can
I
hear me.
could sort of hear you through the phones. I
Oh,
don't
there
think
you go. There you go.
this camera is big enough to pick this whole thing up.
Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to
Yeah, this is a one of a kind instrument. There, I think I got as much of it as I could.
That's amazing. To tell us about this instrument right here that you have in front of you.
Well, it took the luthier that built it 3 years to build it. I told him what my dream guitar was, and he says, "Well, I could do that."
Oh my gosh.
And he did. And after he was done, he said he was never doing it again.
Because it took too long. He's like, what the heck is
Yeah,
this?
it's like, but and he got it to me 3 days before I was supposed to play on a TV show for PBS.
Wow. Yeah.
And they insisted that it be this guitar. They'd heard about it, and it was a show on innovation and innovators. And I was, on TV shows, the lesser known act follows the better known act usually.
Yeah.
I followed guitarist Les Paul.
Holy crap.
And I only had 3 days with its instrument. It's one of a kind. I had to figure out how to tune it, write something for it, and have it ready to play live with no mistakes.
That is crazy.
And I haven't written a ton of music for it, but I've written enough. There's 7 songs on 7 Magic Spells.
Yeah, that is crazy amazing. That thing is amazing. I think the closest, and David goes, "Wow, what is the curb weight on that?" Good.
Well, I sit down when I play it. So.
Wow, that is crazy. That's crazy. He also says, "Incredible." What wood is it made of? The neck.
Well, the sides and back are curly maple. It's Ohio maple, as a matter of fact. And of course, it's spruce on the front. And there's a walnut strip through the back and on the back of the necks.
Wow.
Which I'd flip over and show everybody, but I'm afraid I might break my computer.
This guitar is a little violent. We're just going to keep it where it is.
One of the crazy things, too, about the song that you're going to play
is
less than a minute and a half long.
Yeah.
But the songs let me know when they're done. And this song, it just, that's all it needed to say what it needed to be said. But you think that a guitar that, took 3 years to build, I would have lots of, 30-minute long songs at least.
Oh, right.
But it's just never the way that I've written. I just, when the song says it's done, it's done.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. There's some songs that, oh, we went and performed at some, we literally Sunday we had two services because we performed at one service at one church, and then I went and had our interfaith service that I preach at. And so the first one, the guy's like, so how long are your songs? And I'm like, that's a loaded question. 'Cause, average 3 to 5 minutes, within reason. But then
Right.
it's like the spirit hits you. No, it didn't hit us. It's a Presbyterian church. You're not going to get hit that hard. Yeah,
I
no.
heard they hit back, so you got to watch that.
We don't hit, the spirit doesn't hit us around here. Got it. This is that kind of, got it. We'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You don't want to have a whole room full of angry Presbyterians.
No, my God. They'll be like, you guys did not let us out in time to go to eat, and this is not acceptable to me. We did not make it before.
Yeah, I mean,
before
that Cracker Barrel fills up quick.
I know. So yeah, so it's hilarious to look at these instruments, and Samuel has a one just like, not just like it, but like that where somebody actually made it and then said, "Hey, can you test this out for us?" Because it was like,
Yeah.
thing. And it's a pretty good guitar, but it's not like the best one he has, because frankly, they were trying to see if it was even a good guitar, and he
Right.
still has it, because you don't get rid of something like that,
No.
ever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you just kind of keep it forever.
Well, when he handed me this guitar and I tuned it up, he was afraid it might implode and just fold in on itself.
Kind of go, boom, boom.
Yeah, because I mean, and I remember tuning it, and I peered over the top. I felt like Kilroy was here with this thing. It was just, the thing is so big, and then I it was like panic is the mother of invention. And in 3 days, I was ready for the TV show.
Nice. Hey, when things work, it's a beautiful situation.
Oh yeah, when they don't work, it sucks, but it works.
sucks really bad. Yeah, exactly. So I do have a few questions about writing, because you write, as you said, all of this is yours. So,
Yeah.
So who would you love to collaborate with? I know you've played so much music throughout your years, but who's the person that you're just like, one day I will?
There's so many. I mean, I'm lucky. I get to collaborate with a lot of people I really admire already. Really incredible musicians. Almost nobody turns me down when I'm recording and I say, "Hey, could you sing on this or play this on this?" They generally say yes, and I work with great musicians. My biggest guitar influence of all time is a guitarist named Phil Kagi. Living in
I
Nashville
know
now.
Phil Kagi.
Yeah,
Phil Kagi.
incredible guitar player. I would love to just sit and pick with him. And anybody, ever, who's unfortunately he's been gone for a long time, is Beethoven. I'd love to collaborate with Beethoven. I'd love to hand him this and say, "What should I do with this instrument right here? What do you think?"
Oh, this is interesting. Give me a week, and I'll be able to do like a whole symphony on the day.
I mean, I'd love to work with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I would love to. Pete Townsend. I'd love to sit down and
Right.
go over some things with those folks. But I'm very, very lucky that I get to work with the people that I do, because some amazing musicians. The stuff that you're focusing on tonight is all just me and a guitar. Although I guess you wouldn't call this just a guitar; it is a guitar technically.
But the thing is,
a lot of times I'm working with singers singing with choir things in the background. I like working with kind of unusual arrangements. As opposed to using a string section, a lot of times I'll bring in a choir as the background.
Nice.
And in a lot of times, generally speaking, most of the singers don't know what the other singers are going to do. And they send me wave files via the internet, and I break it down, in mix with I've been working with Jay Bentoff for a long time,
Yeah.
and we mix all that stuff down. Sometimes it takes a while. I think we've spent up to 8 hours on a single song just working on the mix, but the result is so beautiful because these singers are all so incredible.
Yeah.
And then you get everything weaving in and out of each other, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. For me, I love collaboration. I think it's
Mhm.
probably the spice of life. And it because as a musician, you have your things you do that you're really good at, and then
Yeah.
there's other things that you're okay at, and then there's things that you're just not good at all, and you're just like, yeah, but
Right.
if I take this from this person and this from this person and this from this person, and we just kind of all mesh together, it shows for me, it shows what this universe was created to do, which was to
Right.
work together.
Exactly.
And it just and there's something like something that happens. There is a magic that happens when that happens right, and it just kind of sings and it rings in the ears of life, and it's just so powerful when it's done
Oh
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Well,
powerful.
having an instrument like this is like having my own orchestra, and it definitely is like being plugged into the universe itself. Well,
Mhm.
most of the time with all my instruments, really. You
Yeah,
know, I feel very plugged in. I guess I should say, even when I'm unplugged.
I'm
Um,
unplugged. I'm plugged in.
yes.
Nice. Nice. Well, you have a series, the Magic Spell series. Tell me about
Right.
that. We're going to listen to the first one, and then throughout the next weeks, we're going to listen to the rest of them. So, tell me about the series and about the one we're going to be listening to right now.
Right. Well, this is about breathing in magic. You know, and each magic spell, was all the magic spell songs were from 7 magic spells were done on this instrument.
Nice.
Um, and there's some 6-string songs on there as well. Willow, for example, that you played earlier, is on that. And but the magic spells were all done on this, and it's something I thought about in advance. And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. I mean, 7 songs on this, if you can imagine. This is a very complex instrument. It's kind of like 3D chess, because
Yeah.
I do really actually play everything kind of all at once. I developed a guitar style where I can pick and strum with either hand at the same time and fret, and I stretch my fingers out over everything,
Yeah.
and it can get really complicated.
Wow. That's
But
amazing.
when I've got this thing vibrating up against my body,
Oh my gosh. I can only imagine that vibration just makes
yeah,
your whole body feel things you never
right,
would have felt before.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible. There's one point in one of the songs that I do with this guitar where in the studio I moved my arm like this, and the guitar got louder because all of a sudden it freed up that vibrating wood right there to get up just a little bit louder. I mean, it's very subtle,
Oh.
and I told the engineer, no, leave it in. It sounds like the guitar is breathing.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, this
Uh,
one's called Magic Spell Number 1, Breathe In, Breathe Out.
yes,
So it's the understanding, what is that? The understanding of just breathing in the magic and breathing out the magic. What is
exactly.
that?
It's if you breathe in the magic and you breathe it out, and it becomes more your own magic, your own version
Right.
of it. So these phones are broken.
That's
They're
okay.
falling off my head. But
Okay.
I need a larger head or better phones, one or the other.
Whatever works. Yeah. Duct tape is a beautiful
Duct tape,
thing.
yeah. I've been tempted in the studio to do that before.
Oh my
Moving my
gosh.
head around, and then phones are falling off, and that
Yeah.
messes up an acoustic guitar.
Yes. Well, we're going to listen to that. We're going to have a lot of fun. And maybe, while that's playing, you can kind of mess with it and show us a little bit about how it, works. Obviously, the recording's going to be playing, so you can just have fun experimenting and showing us a little bit, showing that guitar a little bit off. But and then we'll have some more music. Sounds great.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. All right, guys. So we do have magic spells. Um, Someone said Brian's funny. That's true. Brian is funny. So we have Magic, spell number 1, Breathe In, Breathe Out by Brian Henke. Then we have The World. Okay, so Samuel did a series called Songs You Should Not Play on the Lute, and he plays it on the lute actually, and it's the song The World. And then we have Darkening by Perceived. Some absolutely amazing music coming your way. You guys ready? And here we go.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you, holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So sad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. I'm so tired of indecision, married with a lack of vision. Everybody wants to rule
How do I hope to find my reason to stand, knowing there's not enough time? The lines in the sand, I'm falling apart, I'm losing my way. I can't end this misery. Forced in the dark, I'm hiding away, trapped in the pouring rain.
Perceived is a great group. David said, "Nice song with great transitions from quiet to heavy." I love their transitions. They do transitions very, very well. Um, but hey, guys, we got a little bit more Brian Hinke back. You ready for this? Here we go. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So it's been an amazing show. I've had a lot of fun talking to you about all sorts of amazing things. But what are you doing next? What's happening with you now?
Well, I'm getting together 2 albums worth of songs that are already written, and getting ready in March to head up to Minnesota to record with a guy named Paul Faris for a week.
Wow.
I'm just going to kind of pretty much immerse myself into his studio and hope that it doesn't snow too much before I get there.
Right.
And because this is northern Minnesota, I'm heading to in March. But I'm hoping to get both albums done.
Nice.
I've got even more songs than that, but I want to get both of these done. I want to redo a couple of things from the past that I think I can do better now.
Nice.
And of course, I'm booking right now for shows for festivals throughout the course of the year.
Yeah.
My first concert of the year is playing this beautiful, intimate bookstore called Loganberry Books in Cleveland.
Oh, that's amazing.
On Valentine's Day. It's a beautiful gig. It's become a tradition. They set up tables in the fiction room, and I'm surrounded by books. They've got couches and easy chairs, and they've got little fake candles. It is a bookstore after all. And they put chocolates on the tables, and they have wine and the cheese, and it's free. So it's like a really uber cheap romantic kind of date for people.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, the candles would be bad. That would be bad.
Candles in a bookstore. No, you don't.
That's just an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah. So that'll be my first concert of the year.
Nice.
And then I'm doing some little things here. I used to do this before COVID. I did a room to room thing at a local hospital for the rehab center, which I loved because it was just me and my acoustic guitar, and I'm going to each room. Well, they have me playing in the gym now. I just started back up again, and it's a Monday morning. So I am a full-time musician who has to get up early on Monday morning, just like most other people.
There you go.
But I love doing it because I love playing for these people, and it forces me to work on my chops on my instrumental quiet stuff too, because I've got so much music that I can't remember it all, and I can't possibly remember it all. It's just too much for me. No.
Yeah. No, I get it. We have so much music we play, and it's like they're like, "You're using a book," and I'm yes, I am, because we do 3 to 4 hour concerts. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
When you can memorize 3 to 4 hours of music, then come talk to me.
Right. Well, I've got like 12 albums, 13 albums, something ridiculous like that, and I can't remember all this stuff.
No, and we're still not doing all the songs we do in
Right.
3 or 4 hours, and it's like, okay, no, you're gonna give us grace, lots of grace.
And I haven't been writing the instrumental stuff. I've been writing vocal music, and that's where my muse has led me to. 7 instrumental albums in a row was enough for now.
Just 7 in a row.
Just 7, yeah, and that was enough, and I found myself writing poetry because it was time to write words again, and I had to relearn how to sing because I went 10 years without doing that.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And it was a tough road because my voice changed in 10 years.
Oh, of course. As a vocalist, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, 10 years without singing, that would kill me. I would die.
Yeah, and but there's some things about my voice that I like better than I did before. I think I lost a little bit off of the high end, but I gained all these lower notes that I didn't have before.
Yeah.
And this resonance and stuff that I didn't have, and I'm really enjoying doing that.
Yeah. Well, we have a Facebook user says, hope you come to Central Indiana sometime. So there you go. You have an audience.
Yeah, usually I drive through going from one way to the next.
We are here. I know. And David says, notebooks are key. Yes, they are. Writing things down. I tell people, I said, if it's not written down, I will not remember this. I hate to break it to you. It needs to be written down. I am too old to remember all this stuff. Too much has gone in. It's not gonna be able to, it goes out. Like, there's like this thing the happy
Yeah.
from here to here. It's gone. I'm like, well,
Right.
dang it.
Right.
Yeah.
I know exactly
Crazy.
what you're talking about.
Oh my God. No, no. So yeah, so no, it's one of those things though. But I people will want to know though, like how, because you have years and years of experience, but how even now you said you had to like pick back up singing and learn again.
Right.
How do you work on sustaining and developing those musical skills that you have?
Well, singing, being in the recording studio was extremely helpful because the microphone doesn't lie. You know, you can make it lie after you've recorded to a certain extent, but when you're hearing it back, if you're wavering or anything, if you go a little flat, it lets you know. And
Yeah,
headphones are great liars.
yeah,
So, you know, you're getting an illusion when you're singing. You got the headphones on, you know, and everything sounds great. And you go and listen to the air. It's like, oh, wait a second, let me go back and redo that. So that was really helpful for vocalizing. For the guitar, you're just picking it up and relearning. I mean, sometimes I'll find myself playing a riff, and I go, oh, I sort of remember this. This is that song, whatever it was.
right. Oh, that other song,
Yeah, that
right?
other song.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do actually have we have a question from David. Oh wait, yeah. So that's a long time. What is your warm up routine
Um,
for both? And I can speak to this as well when it comes to vocals.
yeah.
But for you, what is your warm up routine for your guitar? What is your warm up routine for your vocals?
The warm up routine for the vocals is a lot of times I'll sing on my way to the gig as I'm driving. I'll go, and I do my vocal exercises. I did take some vocal lessons. I've never had guitar lessons, but I did take vocal lessons at one point too, because I really wanted to be a better singer. So I'll warm up that way with my voice. For guitar, when I pull the guitar out of the case and I tune it, I run through a few things, and I'm ready. I don't need to really warm up too much.
Right.
I've been playing for going on 60 years now, and
Yeah.
actually not playing too much is a good thing. After a while, I go, you got the carpal tunnel and tendon problems and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Where
I can't practice 13 hours a day like when I was a kid, and I really did just constantly play when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I mean, like in my 20s and 30s, and of course my teen years too. I mean, I was always playing guitar, walking down the street playing the guitar. I can't do that much anymore, so I don't want to overdo it. I want to be able to get through my entire set without any muscle issues,
Absolutely.
and I am pretty well warmed up when I pick up the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know for vocally, I teach voice, and so when I'm teaching, I'm like, okay, let's do scales, but I'll do there's this E-A-I-O-U that goes E-A-I-O, and if you keep going up and going up and going up and going up, that's one for me that is it, because it forces you to do it right. Like there's certain exercises that force you to do it right, because a lot of times you're like, oh yeah, I'll push that up, and then no, that right there, that vocal exercise, and you go E-A-O, E-A-O, and you just keep going up. It'll force you to get into your head voice and into your falsetto and your chest voice and going back down, because that right there, it's finding those little exercises that aren't that bad. The other one that I do vocally that helps a lot is I'll start from the top and I'll slide down all the way and slide back up, because that one will show you where your problems are. And then you keep doing it, and it's like sandpaper. It'll kind of sandpaper that little part out. And as you just go slowly down and slowly back up, always start at the top though. So that you're starting in the head and going back down through the body and back up. Vocally, though, those are the ones that I do with pretty much everybody. To warm up.
Very similar to what I do myself.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
I do, because I'm a baritone. I'm both a baritone and a tenor.
Yeah.
I'll do this kind of stuff. A lot of times to start with it really low, just to widen things up and loosen things up,
Yeah.
and so that
I
I
call
can
it
feel that.
bullfrogging.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
feel,
yeah.
yeah, I don't actually look like it, but I feel in my brain. I have to like think. You have to literally put pictures in your brain to like make your voice do things. So I
Yeah.
feel like a bullfrog, and I think bullfrog, and then I feel like my thing goes, and then I can get those lower notes, and I'm like, I
Right.
call it bullfrogging. I'm like, come on, bullfrog for me. You can do it. Just think big old neck, and then you just kind of goes, you know, raise those eyebrows. Don't you put those eyebrows down. You hit those low notes with those eyebrows up. Those kinds of things
Yeah,
every time.
yeah. For
Every
my
time.
voice, I found that those low notes, loosen everything up, going all the way up. Then it makes it easier.
Exactly.
But I don't have to warm up much.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that way, and especially like I said with guitar, 'cause,
Yeah.
I just pick it up, and usually about 60 seconds in, I'm about as loose as I'm going to get.
Guitars
It's
like
it's
that.
more it's more up here that I have
Yeah.
to warm up.
Yeah.
It's getting
Yeah.
my brain to operate.
I always say if you can get your brain out of the way,
Right?
you will be able to sing right. It's
Yeah.
always a brain problem.
Oh yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm afraid of that note. That's so
Yeah.
high, and you're
Yeah.
afraid. I'm afraid. If you're not thinking about it, you just nail it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I will say this as a vocalist and a vocal teacher, it's a blood flow issue. So do at least 30 minutes of, if you're driving in the car somewhere or whatever, just to do that. Another thing that really helps is if you a lot of women will talk in their head voice, and men tend to talk down here in their chest. If you start talking in your head voice a little bit more, then that actually will warm up that voice a little bit more too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice thing.
Yeah.
that
It's
people don't think about.
talking like Mickey Mouse usually doesn't help.
No, I didn't say that. I'm talking more like, because men have three voices. They have
Yeah.
a chest, a head, and a falsetto.
Yeah.
Falsetto, that's Mickey Mouse. That's not,
Oh boy.
not what I'm talking about. I call that Miss Doubtfire. You're gonna Miss Doubtfire it. Yeah. I'm like, no,
Hey, Goofy.
no. Talking more, like just here. Don't hurt yourself, people. It's not worth it. And here's another
Yeah.
one. Open your mouth. Don't blow your head up. It's not worth it. That's not worth it. Your
Yeah.
mouth.
I rarely use a falsetto. Sometimes I'm using that voice that's between falsetto and your real voice.
Yeah, that's
I don't
called,
know. I don't know
that's
how.
called a passaggio. It's a
Yeah,
passaggio.
I do that if I have to, but I never cared much for my falsetto. I mean, I don't want to sound like Slim Whitman, not knocking Slim Whitman, but that's not what I want to sound like.
Yeah.
John Lennon used a falsetto quite a bit,
Yeah.
whereas Paul McCartney didn't need to. If you break down the Beatles stuff, I can sing John Lennon stuff. Paul
Yeah.
stuff, no.
Yeah.
I don't even try.
Yeah.
That's just up there too high for me.
Yeah. Know your voice. Know
Yeah,
your
I know my
You're
voice.
not-
Yeah, I mean, I
know
can do
your
Lucy in
voice,
the Sky with
know it
Diamonds,
too well.
and
Just do it.
all those kinds
Yeah.
of songs across the universe in the proper keys. But I'm not going to
Yeah.
do Hey Jude.
Yeah. Know your limits. It's a good
I love
thing
that
to know
song,
your
but I'm
limits.
not going to try and sing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we are actually going to listen to one more of your beautiful songs, and it's actually called "It's a Beautiful Day." So tell us about this song.
I just, I wanted to have it be about joy. you know, I mean, even an average day, no matter, if it's, people talk about the mundane world and the magical world. And I don't believe there's any difference between it's your mundane mind or your magical mind.
Absolutely.
The world,
I
the
agree.
universe is magical every day.
Yes.
And it's just, that's what it's about. Just it being magical, and it's a beautiful day, and get out or get in and enjoy it, wherever you're at.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love that so much. Well, we're going to listen to that. And then we have a little bit more music. And then the show is over. So sad.
Oh, well, it's been a good show. It's been a really good show. You
Yes.
played some really great music tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys send me some amazing stuff. And I'm so blessed to be the person that is able to put it on and show the world. So
Wow.
it's kind of amazing. I've been blown away and you're going to be on that show. All right. You're going to be on my birthday show. So I might as well plug this right now. The birthday show is on Valentine's Day. 9 o'clock. And so we will be doing that. But that's technically the 2-year anniversary of the of the uh of the show.
And I'll
So
be doing it directly from Loganberry
yeah.
Books, right
So
as
there
I
we go.
finish my show.
Yeah.
If I do pull it off right, maybe I'll be able to play my last song
That would be
and do it.
amazing. I would
So,
love that. That would be so cool. Absolutely. Yeah, so it's gonna be one of those shows that we're gonna have several people on. Ginger Ackley's gonna be on. You're gonna be on. We'll have Celtic Rain on. We've got a few other people that are gonna be on as well that I'm working on getting right now. And it's gonna be like the Brady Bunch, little squares everywhere. It's gonna be amazing. All these beautiful artists just coming to celebrate the Celtic Rain radio show and it being on the air for 2 years. And in 2 years, I have interviewed so many people and people in 8 different countries. It's been one of those things that has been a ridiculous blessing that blew up. And it was obviously meant to be, kind of
yep.
thing. So, needless to say, we're going to listen to some great music and and we'll have some good times. Sounds good. All right, guys. So we do have It's a Beautiful Day by Brian Henke. You can actually find Brian at reverbnation.com/Brian Henke. That's BrianHenke. That's where you can actually find, oh gosh, so much of his music. You can find all sorts of things there. So needless to say, it's a beautiful day. And I think actually, I have to think. Anyways, needless to say, my brain's like going in a million directions. But It's a Beautiful Day comes first, and then I Am the Green Man by Green Man and the Muse. And then we have Crystal River by Mark Farrell, and we end the show with Going Up the Country by Philadelphia Phil. That's right. He's such a great guy. I love Phil. He's such a great guy. He's putting out some new music as well. So I'm kind of excited to see. I'm like, give it to me. I want it all. So when I get my fingers on that, I'll be sure to be like, hey guys, listen, I got new music from Philadelphia Phil. So when that happens, I'll let you know. But for right now, here's some amazing music. Here we go.
as winter time becomes the spring and the snow melts into the ground. When the day is growing longer, Mr. Green Man comes around. He causes the trees to leaf and he makes the vines grow long. He rises up to give new life as he sings his happy song. He sings, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, young and old. I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man of the forest. Leaping, jumping, happy bumping, the rabbits hear his tune. Birds and snakes and foxes make the flowers are in bloom. With the Green Man by her side, our Mother Earth comes alive. Their happy magic fills the air, joyful love is everywhere. Singing, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, young and old. I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man of the forest. You can hear his laughter as the south wind starts a whirling. Back behind the sacred oak where the druids are now circling. Deep in the underbrush where the chipmunks love to roam. Come with me and we'll play all day in the Green Man's happy home. Singing, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, young and robust. I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man, I am the Green Man of the forest.
Crystal River, a sacred place to me. A time in my life with such clarity. I lost my dad when I was 19. And Lord, don't you know, took its toll on me. Crystal River is where I wanna be. You see, everything has changed. It ain't what it used to be. Oh, we can't go back. We're stuck in reality. When the sun comes up, it'll be another day. We'll see. Our brother saved my life with this number 6 tree. She's always by my side, and she sure can sing. place we all won, called our destiny. Crystal River.
I'm going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? Going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? I'm going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? Going to that place, never been before. I got to leave the city, got to get away. I gotta leave the city, got to get away. I gotta leave this city, got to get away. All this fussing and fighting, you know I sure can't stay. Going where water tastes like wine. Going where water tastes like wine. Going where water tastes like wine. Take a dunk in the water, feel good all the time. Country, girl, don't you wanna go? Going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? Going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? I'm going to that place, never been before. Going down long lonesome road. Going down that long, lonesome road. Going down long, lonesome road. Ain't gonna be treated this way. Going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad. Ain't gonna be treated this way. Going to country, girl, don't you wanna go? I'm going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? I'm going up the country, girl, don't you wanna go? Going to that place, never been before.
I love me some Philadelphia Phil. He is probably one of the funnest people to perform with. He's one of the people I collaborate with quite often, and he's just, his heart is like ridiculous. Have you met Phil? I've got you on mute. No, you haven't met Phil?
I haven't met Phil. Do you know Michael Kelsey?
That
lives in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
incredible guitar player, performer.
Yeah,
and he lives in Indianapolis too. So
there you go. See,
neighbors.
Another reason to not just drive through.
Right.
There you go. Some great musicians out here. Well, it's been a really, really fun time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Being a part of this. It's been
Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing this, and it's a particularly good show tonight.
Yeah,
really, really good show.
Really great. And I'm really excited to have you on the birthday edition as well.
Looking forward to it.
Because I'm thinking we have so many great musicians that are going to be on the birthday show that I'm thinking, hey, we should like do like a collaboration song on the show, like have the best time, just like have a little jam session here and there, little places. That would be this because you're already going to have your guitar. I'm just going to put that out there.
I will. It depends on how fast the little light pixels travel with the sound pixels.
No, it's interesting. This program tends to be really good about that, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally understand. Absolutely. If all the magic falls in place.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming to the show. If you want to send music, you can send it to celticrain777@gmail.com. You just have to be a small label or independent artist or band. There you go. Obviously, I play all sorts of music, so it doesn't matter where or what kind of music. Send it to me as long as it's family friendly, meaning no cursing, please, and you don't make fun of people. That's like my top rule right there. And then if you're not watching on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/C for channel/Celtic Rain, like rain out of the sky, and subscribe. Please hit that little bell so you know exactly when we're going to be on. You are watching the Celtic Rain radio show. We thank you so much for coming. We say thank you, good night, and goodbye.